Hello YouTube and welcome to the channel again. This is Nero Atlas talking about gacha games and the way I want to play them in this new period for the channel and the new arc of my life. I realize I want to play many other games as I mentioned in the latest videos. I want to see if there are games that I can play feeling free from them. And it's not something that depends on me. It depends on the design of the game. It's harder to say on Genshin and Star Rail. So we'll start with Zenless Zone Zero, which is the one that feels more free. So we click on the main menu, we go into the game, and we try playing it. If I open the game, can I consider it not a gacha? Let's start. The first thing I see before my eyes is a New Year gift, where I get pulls. Should I click on that? Or ignore it if I want to play the game not as a gacha? Like the obvious thing to think would be don't click on it and just ignore it. But you will feel lacking. So here the best choice is just clicking confirm and clicking the back arrow here. The membership is not required anymore. I think I sustained this game much more than I should, paying I think a very huge amount of money. You can spend money on subscriptions whenever you want to spend on the game, for sure. But I don't think it's a good choice because it will push you to go back to the game every day, which is not what I want to do, and it's not what I would suggest when you experience a game. It worries me quite a bit. Okay, let's see other things. On this tab, we have all the events. We have limit time events. Limit time events are very dangerous if you want to play a game freely. Let's talk about the endgame. So the endgame uses characters you need to pull from the gacha. And this makes you want the characters. So the endgame modes actually a part of the game that is very focused on the gacha, even if it is indirectly. So all the endgame is a no-go. Permanent events are fine to play. Because they're permanent, they are not pushing you to play. They're there, they will be there, they won't elapse. So I consider them part of the game. If they are permanent, they are part of the game. So main story is... Wait, I need to teleport. Anyways, I will teleport here HTT. And they should be able to access the story of the game, I think. Combat, story, explore. Yeah, story. Yeah, the story is here. You can do easy or hard, it's here. Let's say I want to play the story, right? Next. As you can see, you have character on trial, which is good. And you can change here. You can play any chapter, yeah. And if you go to the story, and you click on any chapter of the story, you go next, you always have trial characters, and you can add other characters you have, but you can completely ignore it and play with trial characters that are related to the story, which is great. I know why they are there, they want to sell the characters, but let's say I want to play this game as if it is a character-based RPG. Can I play it? So I will click on a random chapter. So this game has the story, the dialogues that are very good, they are dubbed, they are respecting you. You can even skip them. We are gonna skip this. And then you can play with the characters that are part of that story for free. There's some tutorial, we don't care. And yeah, you're playing with the characters. They are fully fledged. You can't change the team because you can imagine you don't have any character. Because you are playing the game for the story. You play your fights, you don't have very big numbers, but you won't ever have strange numbers if you just play the story. You won't ever have characters that are not related to the story, but it's fine, because you shouldn't care about it. It's an RPG, you want the characters that are involved in the story, not random broken characters that you play there for no reason, right? There you go, you can play all the fights, they are not hard. Unlucky. You don't have the challenge of hard fights in the story. That's something you need to consider. You play this for the fun of the fight and the story. The dialogues, the whatever, the animations. You can skip dialogue. There we go. If you play it for the story, read the dialogues. I already played them. Go here. Ooh, what am I doing? I'm damaging myself. Anyways, and that's the game. You have your fights with your fixed team that it really depends on the story. It's fine. It feels good. Let's exit combat and story. Then you complete it and whatever. You get the rewards you can ignore. And you continue playing the story. Even if you have trial characters, the story has level requirements. I can check. If you want to level up to play the story specifically, you can do this, which I will show you. You click here, you get the coffee that you're not gonna use because you don't use stamina. Stamina is a Skinner box mechanics. It makes you want to play in the wrong way. Then you do this, check in a card, whatever. You don't need to do it daily. You just do it when you feel, you know what, I want to open the game, I want to play. And lastly, you go here, you do your whatever, recommended, open, confirm, close, go back here, click here, and you get some experience, right? You need this experience to play the story. You can also spend stamina. The problem with that is that you use your characters in the fights. And using your characters in the fights makes you want new characters, which is very troublesome. You never open the battle pass because it gives you rewards that are about your characters, and it makes you want to log in doing this stuff every time. Takes a lot of time out of you. You don't need it because it's for the pay to win, let's say the paid part of the game. And yeah, of course, the banners are obviously a paid part of the game. You start wanting characters, you start wanting them all, you start wanting skins that are paid sometimes. You start wanting, what else? New characters, their weapon, their mindscapes. You spend money in the end. So that's how it works. You want the characters. We are human. We want the characters. It's very normal. Saving resources for free is not something you want to do because it makes you want more resources. Saving something for free doesn't make you want the resource less. It makes you want the resource more and more fast. So it's a trap. I have saved resources because they come from when I was playing the game. And it's not something I am proud about. Saving resources for free or paid is never something to be proud about, I think. Shield Defense, Deadly Assault, Hollow Zero. Those things you can completely ignore. Let's talk about the dailies, let's say. The stamina dailies. So these kind of mechanics, collecting material to level up the characters, has a very strong feedback loop that is very brief. And it makes you want to build your team. And building your team makes you want new characters. And wanting new characters makes you spend money. Oh, look at that. It even tells you which character you should buy now. And it says not owned. Tell you maybe you want it if you play this domain. Like if you play this for Miyabi, maybe you want Astra. Interesting. And the same applies with others. Also, this takes you time. A little bit every day. It stacks up. Yes, it gives you experience if you spend stamina, but it also means it takes your time and it creates a habit of doing that every day. So I wouldn't advise it. Let's answer the question. Is Zenless Zone Zero a game you can play free of addiction and free of repetition of actions? And the answer is yes. You need to ignore all limited time events. You want to open the HDD and play the story only. Or you can also do exploration or combat if you want, if you find it fun. But the good part of the game is the story. You have free characters on trial. You should only use them, not your characters. Never use your characters, actually. Never pull for the characters. Ignore this tab at all costs and you can play the game for free. Is it worth it is the second question. I think it is. It's a decent game, but I don't think it's the most brilliant action RPG ever played. I don't know if it's a game I would prioritize over other games, but it is what I think about Zenless Zone Zero. Better than other Hoyoverse games, playable for free, playing just the story and leveling up very slowly with the dailies that takes you 1 minute. Never open the game only to do the dailies, never, ever. I don't care. If it takes too much time to level up because you're not playing the game, you're just doing your dailies when you open it and you don't open it enough and you get stuck on the story for that reason and you find it boring, you know what I think about it? Drop the game. If you start opening the game just to do the dailies, to level up the experience you need to play the story, you are not in a good position because you're starting going into the loop of the system. So that's everything I want to say about Zenless Zone Zero. It's a decent game. I give it, I don't know, 6.5 out of 10 because you're limited to ignoring part of the game and also you have a story that is not challenging at all. That doesn't make you build characters on top of that because the builds are all in the paid part that you want to ignore at all costs. Do I like playing this game with this mindset? Not sure. Maybe sometimes, rarely, when I feel like it. And this tells you, did I really play Zenless Zone Zero for the story? And the answer is no. I played it for collecting characters, and that's something that is really not worth doing. Considering you play them in the story, and that's the only part that is for free, everything else is just compulsion. I'm sure I was playing just for the hype of collecting and rolling the casino. This is my new opinion about Hoyoverse's Zenless Zone Zero. Please let me know down in the comments which are your opinions, because mine is of course a very controversial take that comes from my own experience, so it's not universal. That's my perspective about the game. As a video game player in general, I want to play more games, and I see this in the context of a very much wider variety of games now. So I can play it in a different way and have a different take out of it. I also see it as a game designer, because I want to work on that now. And I think design is very fine, even if you ignore the part, but still not very challenging. So it doesn't tickle me in the ways I would like an RPG to tickle me. It's very easy in the story, so yeah, that's kind of a letdown, let's say. And I won't ever play the Endgame anymore, because I find it very addictive, and it brings me back to the gacha, which is something I won't ever do. I don't care. Plus, I don't play limit time events, because if they make you open the game continuously every day, even if you don't want to play it at all, you just open it because of the compulsion, because of the FOMO, of the worry of missing them out. This is Nero Atlas, signing out.